okay, he stopped the exportation of oil. The prices went up. We are suffering, so we go kill him. War. No, they didn't want to do that. At least that's what they thought. So they came up with the beautiful plan. They're like, you know what? We are going to use one of his own. And if you look around the world, the history, man, these Western countries and the allies, they always use one of your own to attack you.
If you see me in the streets, better holler at me. Seeking for a beat, throw them dollars at me. I don't like defeat, take that away from me. You tryna be like me, you couldn't handle my story. But we gon' let you know, we gon' let you know. We gon' let you know, we gon' let you know.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in once again, man. It's your boy Mr. J. And if you don't know who this is, man, I'm a motherlandian and I live out in the diaspora. And I've been dropping the vlog every now and then, talking about issues, political issues affecting my continent, Africa, and around the globe. In this vlog right here, we are going to talk about one of those political issues that is affecting the world. Started way back and we are still facing it today. But before we get started, I just want to say this. I want to appreciate everybody who watches my channel, man. It doesn't matter what part of the globe you're from, the Caribbeans, Africa, man, North America, Central America, Asia, Europe. It's all love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's been well over a month plus that the world has been watching the recent situation that is unfolding between Hamas and the state of Israel, and a whole lot of people, a whole lot of politicians are divided on this whole concept. And I just want to say this is not a problem which started this year in 2023. This is an old problem. And if anybody wants to make it about something that just started today and support one side based on just an act that took place this year, then that person is being disingenuous. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about a king in Saudi Arabia who actually did something interesting. So shout out to my people in Saudi Arabia. It's all love, man. There's this king, man. He goes by the name King Faisal Al Saud. He was the king of Saudi Arabia from 1964 to 1975. And this was a badass king. What I mean by a badass king, this man was a no nonsense taking person. The king, man, in 1973, let me just tell you how tough this man was against the BS that is going on around the world today, and this whole Gaza Strip, Hamas, Palestinian, and the state of Israel situation. In 1973, this king stopped all exports to the United States and its allies for supporting, yes, for supporting the state of Israel. 1973. Check that out till today. So he stopped that, man, and the moment he stopped that, man, oil prices at that time rose up. Prices went from $3 a barrel to $12 a barrel. That's about a 300% increase. This man became the worst nightmare for the West and the allies. Yes, the same West and the allies that are still standing and supporting one side and arming one side and pushing this propaganda all over and calling the other side evil, when they clearly know that one side has been killing the other side for over 50 plus years. This man was a dangerous target for the West. The fact that he did that and he did stop the exportation of oil, because we all know that when we talk about OPEC, when we talk about oil around the globe, you cannot mention and talk about oil business around the world without mentioning the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's just a fact. So now when this man stopped this whole issue, the West, especially America and the allies, they got upset. And they do what they always do. Because when the West is upset with the leader, of course, they eliminate that leader. They have to take him out. That is the game that they've been doing. It's not today, man. This is more than 300 years old. The West, especially America and allies, they've always done this. Now, they decided that, you know what? King Faisal Al Saud had to go. But how were they going to go about it? Oh, they didn't want to make it so obvious. Like, okay, he stopped the exportation of oil. The prices went up. We are suffering, so we go kill them. We war. No, they didn't want to do that. At least that's what they thought. So they came up with the beautiful plan. They're like, you know what? We are going to use one of his own. And if you look around the world, the history, man, these Western countries and the allies, they always use one of your own to attack you. Check it out. Go through the histories. Go through the regime changes that they've done around the world, especially with America spearheading that whole ish. They don't go there and fight you. They use one of your own. They arm one of your own. Especially what they did to Libya, to Muammar Gaddafi. What they did in Brazil during the dictatorship. What they did in Nicaragua. What they did in Korea before the 19 parallels separating South India. They've been doing that. What they did in Vietnam. That is the MO for the West. So what did they do to this king, man? They used his nephew, man, Faisal bin Musaid. Faisal bin Musaid was a Saudi Arabia royalty prince, you can say that, who studied in the US for a long time. And while this whole issue was going on between the king banning and stopping the exportation of oil to the West and his allies, they were like, we are going to use his blood to do him dirt. So what did they do? They brainwashed this man. They brainwashed the king's nephew who was studying in America. He had an American girlfriend. They brainwashed him. The CIA took this man, brainwashed him, and they used, it is alleged that they used some secret kind of drugs to control his mind. So in 1995, while in an open forum, man, the West used his nephew, man. They sent his nephew to go out there and eliminate him. And what did the nephew do? Of course, if you see your nephew as an uncle, you see your nephew, of course, you would not think for any 1 minute that he's trying to take you out. So his nephew Musaid wanted to gain audience with the king, and the king like let him in. So as the king approached, he approached his uncle. This man pulled out a gun and shot his uncle. And the king later on died in the hospital. Why is Mr. J saying this? I will say this, but the situation that we are having in the Middle East today with the Gaza Strip, Hamas and Palestinian, which is nothing old. This whole issue is not something that started today. The Arabs have been looked upon like dirt by the West for a long time. And then came oil, which gave the Arabs leverage because they got that dough. So the West is always going to try to play and regime and put people in places. And let's say this, let's agree to disagree. The Arab world was never ever happy with the creation of the state of Israel in the Middle East. And who created it? Yes, the West through British and our allies, America. So when you see some of these politicians go online today and try to bicker back and forth, I want you to watch this and understand where all this whole issue started from. It's nothing that started today. I will end this vlog by saying this. What do you think, given the recent situation and given that Qatar, another Arab state, brokered this whole hostage exchange, should some of these Arab kings and royalties be careful the way they deal with the West and the allies regarding this issue? Is the West going to plan to eliminate or to change some of these royalties? I want you to leave a comment. I know that they've not been a stop, but this whole situation of reducing the production of oil is already in the background playing. And economies around the world are already tanking. Because economy in Europe, it's sinking. After, guess who? After, yes, the US tried to use Ukraine to invade and to take out Russia, Putin. The ban stopped the exportation. Putin actually stopped the exportation of oil to these European countries. And the US told them, now don't worry yourself. We got your back. We are going to get you other sources. And then they turned to Venezuela. Yes, the same Venezuela that they had the oil ban for a long period of time. So there's mafia going on. Leave your comment and let me know what you think. And do you think that there should be another King Faisal Al Saud in this era, to ensure that the West understands it? And do you think that some of these our kings in the Middle East, because we see that the current prince and no, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. He's already siding with BRICS. But he's smart too, because he's still, but then he knows exactly where he's trying to go to. That's my time. Be out. Have a great week. Peace.
Creation, reaction, God. Big up TRB family. Mr. J, I see you. I know some artists don't do this. God bless you and your family.